Chapter 3. And Naomi, her mother-in-law, said unto her, My daughter, shall I not seek rest for you, that it may be well with you? And now, is there not Boaz our kinsman, with whose maidens you was? Behold, he winnoweth barley tonight in the threshing floor. Wash yourself therefore, and anoint you, and put your raiment upon you, and get you down to the threshing floor. But make not yourself known unto the man, until he shall have done eating and drinking. And it shall be, when he lies down, that you shall mark the place where he shall lie, and you shall go in, and uncover his feet, and lay you down, and he will tell you what you shall do. And she said unto her, All that you sayest unto me I will do. And she went down unto the threshing floor, and did according to all that her mother-in-law bade her. And when Boaz had eaten and drunk, and his heart was merry, he went to lie down at the end of the heap of corn. And she came softly, and uncovered his feet, and laid her down. And it came to pass at midnight, that the man was startled, and turned himself, and behold, a woman lay at his feet. And he said, Who are you? And she answered, I am Ruth, your handmaid. Spread therefore your skirt over your handmaid, for you art a near kinsman. And he said, Blessed be you of the Lord, my daughter. You have shown more kindness in the end than at the beginning, insomuch as you did not follow the young men, whether poor or rich. And now, my daughter, fear not. I will do to you all that you say, for all the men in the gate of my people do know that you are a virtuous woman. And now it is true that I am a near kinsman. However, there is a kinsman nearer than I. Tarry this night, and it shall be in the morning, that if he will perform unto you the part of a kinsman, well, let him do the kinsman's part. But if he be not willing to do the part of a kinsman to you, then will I do the part of a kinsman to you. As the Lord lives, lie down until the morning. And she lay at his feet until the morning. And she rose up before one could discern another. For he said, Let it not be known that the woman came to the threshing floor. And he said, Bring the mantle that is upon you, and hold it. And she held it. And he measured 6 measures of barley, and laid it on her. And he went into the city. And when she came to her mother-in-law, she said, Who are you, my daughter? And she told her all that the man had done to her. And she said, These 6 measures of barley gave he me, for he said to me, Go not empty unto your mother-in-law. Then she said, Sit still, my daughter, until you know how the matter will fall, for the man will not rest until he have finished the thing this day. All right, let's go back up to verse 1. Now we remember yesterday, Naomi and Ruth were coming into Bethlehem, and Ruth had went out to try to find some grain in the field to eat, and she was gleaning in the field behind the reapers, and she just happened to come upon Boaz's field, who we'll find is a relative of Elimelech, which was Naomi's husband. And she begins to glean there, and of course Boaz, this one who comes quickly, takes notice thereof of this young female companion, or Ruth, gleaning there in the field behind the reapers. And these would be the ones that Boaz had working in the field. We'll find out these were the young men. These were young men, and they had a lot of strength, but they didn't have a lot of experience and understanding, and that's what all that has it is a similitude of. But she is there gleaning in the field, and we'll find out that Boaz tells her to stay here and glean here in this field behind his handmaids, and don't go anywhere else and glean. And she stayed there, and she even ate there with them, and he commanded his young men not to touch her and make sure she had a little bit of to pick up behind them all. And she did, and she stayed there, and we'll find out that she gleaned behind them, and she even took, and when she went back to her mother-in-law's house at the end of the day, we'll find out, and she told her all that she had done. And we'll find she stayed and she worked in the fields of Boaz until the harvest, even all through the harvest of the barley, and even in the harvest of the wheat. Now we're going to pick up in verse 1. Naomi, her mother-in-law, see, Naomi means the pleasantness, all the pleasantness, and this mother-in-law. Mother is always going to be that one who gives you your understanding, who teaches you even the law of your fathers. And unto her daughter, this daughter is this one who's going to take this and receive the seed and bring forth this understanding even to her children. And Boaz, we don't want to forget, Boaz is the one who comes quickly. We're going to find out. And Naomi, picking it up in verse 1, and Naomi, her mother-in-law, said unto her, My daughter, shall I not seek rest for you, that it may be well with you? So now Naomi, the pleasantness, this Ruth's mother-in-law, says to her, it will be good that I should seek rest for you. I should look for basically a husband for you, that you might have a house too. Now is there not Boaz, our kinsman, with whose maidens you was? Behold, he winnoweth barley tonight in the threshing floor. And now behold, there is Boaz. She starts to think and see. Ruth was over in the fields of Moab, these around the fields of her father, and she was slightly outside the law. She's returned now, though, to Bethlehem, this house of bread, and we'll find out all the law is returning. See, this law of this near kinsman, we're getting ready to find out. And now she says, there is Boaz, whose maidens you've been working for. Behold, tonight, this night, he winnows barley on the threshing floor. And winnow is, this word is zara, and it means to toss it, scatter it, spread it around, and because that's how they used to do the barley, to separate, to separate the shaft, or separate the hulls from the barley. And this threshing floor was the place where they did that. The threshing floor is very similar to the threshold. It has the same meaning. See, it's that place that's separated. We'll find out, and it's this place that's set aside for this purpose, and that's what it was for the threshing of the separating of the grain. 3, wash yourself and anoint you, and put your raiment upon you, and get you down to the threshing floor, but make not yourself known unto the man until he shall have done eating and drinking. So Naomi, the pleasantness, her Ruth's mother-in-law, she tells her to wash herself, cleaned up, anoint you, and put your raiment upon you. Put you some nice clothes on, and anoint yourself. And this anoint yourself is to sanctify yourself. Now, sanctify yourself, and because this is a similitude. And what this means is you're going to set yourself aside for a purpose. Get ready, but make not yourself known unto the man until he shall have done eating and drinking. Don't bother him until he's done with his day. 4, and it shall be, when he lies down, that you shall make the place where he shall lie, and you shall go in and uncover his feet, and lay you down, and he will tell you what you shall do. And it shall be, when he lies down, and he goes to bed after he's done having the festivities, because this was a festival time of the year even, that you shall make this place where he shall lie, and you shall go in and uncover his feet. And so take notice now, his place where he's going to go and lay down. When after he's gone to sleep, you'll go in and uncover his feet. And this uncover his feet and this is a similitude. There's a whole lot of understanding just in this, because this is a sign of humility. It's a sign of accepting one's ways. It's a sign of actually presenting herself unto him, but now not actually according to the customs of the time, but nonetheless to make this known, even the law that she's going to put herself under, that she has understanding of that. 5. And she said unto her, All that you say unto me I will do. 6. And she went down unto the threshing floor, and did according to all that her mother-in-law told her, bade her, told her. So now she's gone down to the threshing floor, that place where they separate, and she done according to all that her mother-in-law told her, all that her mother-in-law, and remember, the mother is your understanding even in the law. 7. And when Boaz had eaten and drunk, and his heart was merry, he went to lie down at the end of the heap of corn. And she came softly, uncovered his feet, and laid her down. And now Boaz, this one who comes quickly, has gone. He's had the end of the day, eaten and drank, and his heart was merry. His heart is merry. It means not that he's drunk or that anything like this. That would be the wrong way to interpret this. His merry, he's had his fill. He had his fill for the day, and he's gone to lay down at the end of the heap of corn. There ain't no corn there. See, that's barley. And this word corn here is edom, and what it means is a pile or a heap. So we would find that he's gone down to lay at the end of the pile, or around the edges of the pile, is what it says. And she came softly, she came in quietly after he was asleep, and uncovered his feet, and laid her down. So she's gone, and she's uncovered his feet, and laid herself there at his feet. And this, once again, this act of humility, and we're going to find out why she has humbled herself even to him. 8. And it came to pass at midnight that the man was startled, and turned himself, and behold, a woman lay at his feet. So we see clearly Boaz did not know she was there. She laid herself in this act of humbleness even at his feet. And this midnight is there. We kind of get that insinuation around midnight, 12 o'clock. But no, that's not at all. This word lail it's night. It's not the day. So during the night, at a point sometime during the night, he awakened. He was startled. He, for some reason, woke up, see, and to turn himself. And you know, this right here, that during the night, during the periods of darkness, in our sleep, a man does turn himself upon his bed. And you know, and your bed is these things we do in life. We make our bed, see, and then we have to lay in it. And during the night, or while we're laying on our bed in life, in our sleep, we have dreams of things we wish our life to be, see, and all we have to do is turn on our bed, or turn upon these ways we make in life, see, and we can make these dreams come true. And that's what this all really, there's a great similitude here and an understanding just here. But behold now, there was a woman that lay at his feet. And this woman, this from man, that was at his feet, at Boaz's feet, this one who comes quickly, because she had laid herself down at his feet, and accepting these paths, his paths, these feet, that which he goes on. See, 9. And he said, Who are you? And she answered, I am Ruth, your handmaid. Spread your skirt over your handmaid, for you are a near kinsman. And he said unto her, Who are you? Well, he was startled and didn't know who she was. And she answered, I am Ruth, your handmaid. So I am Ruth, and we know Ruth is this female companion. And she says, I am your handmaid. I am this handmaid, and this handmaid even, this one who serves to do your work even, spread therefore your skirt. And this skirt is this your garment even, the edges, the borders of your garment, this which covers you, over your handmaid, for you art a near kinsman. So she's saying to Boaz, now spread your garment over your handmaid, this one will do your work, for I am your near kinsman. And this right here states to Boaz, that she is placing herself under the law, even this near kinsman law, which no one has presented to her since she came back, because this, and we'll find here, see, this is right on the edges and the borders of the near kinsman law. And because it says to bring up seed to your brother's house, but it's going to stretch out, because this brother, we can have, it's got a broader spectrum, and it's all to the father's house. See, it's all to the father's house that this seed should come forth. And this near kinsman, this near relation, this law of this near relation, this is a little wider, but now we're going to find out that the law bends a little, but the law bends for righteousness. See, it's one thing to bend the law for the righteousness. It's another thing to bend the law to do wicked and evilness. But that's not what we're doing here. See, we're going to extend the law for righteousness, that the dead might have seed. 10. And he said, Blessed be you of the Lord, my daughter. You have shown more kindness at the end than in the beginning, insomuch as you did not follow the young men, whether poor or rich. And he said, Blessed be you of the Lord, my daughter. Blessed be you of the Lord, because she has quoted a law, and this law, that was probably not a law that was used every day. See this, and there's an understanding here, and she's humbled herself at his path. He says, you have shown more kindness in the end than in the beginning. You have shown more kindness in the end. And this kindness really means this understanding even. You've got a little more, you've shown a little more willingness. You've shown a little more willingness in the end than in the beginning, that you are still getting more understanding as you go, in so much that you do not follow the young men, whether poor or rich. And that she was a virtuous woman even, and this means that she wasn't out chasing after the young men, whether they were poor or rich. And this has a similitude as well, because she was showing that she had some understanding. 11. And now, my daughter, fear not. I will do to you all that you say, for all the men in the gate of my people do know that you are a virtuous woman. And now he says to her, my daughter, fear not. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. I will do to you all that you say, for all the men of the gate of my people do know you are a virtuous woman. So this talk was in the gate, and the gate's where the elders would gather back in those days, and they would decide the judgments. There was a lot of things happened there at the gate. There was a lot of talk that went around, and we'll see Boaz must have been frequent there. Because we remember now, Boaz did come from those that was even the leaders there at the gate. But he says to her, don't worry. 12. And now it is true that I am a near kinsman. However, there is a kinsman nearer than I. So he says to her, it's true, I am your near kinsman. But however now, there's a kinsman nearer than I. So he is going to state to her that, yes, it's true that I am a near kinsman, and this is the law. But now there is one who is nearer in their kinsman, who is a nearer relation than I. The law doesn't permit me now. I will have to stop, and then the nearer kinsman than I will have the chance, because this was the law. 13. Tarry this night, and it shall be in the morning, that if he will perform unto you the part of a kinsman, well, let him do kinsman's part. But if he be not willing to do the part of a kinsman to you, then will I do the part of a kinsman to you. As the Lord lives, lie down until the morning. And we'll find that she did lie down at the morning at his feet. Tarry this night, tarry through the night. See, because that is the beginning of the next day. And it shall be in the morning. See, in the morning when the sun comes up and the light is come, that if he will perform unto you the part of a kinsman, this part that of the kinsman, that part of the law, even according to the law, well. Let it be well. Let him do so. Let him do the kinsman's part, and that is that part to bring forth that seed, to resurrect that seed, even that has died. But, see, if he be not willing to do the part of a kinsman to you, then will I do the part of a kinsman to you. As the Lord lives, lie down until the morning. So stay here till the morning comes, because we're going to find out what's going to happen, see, when understanding comes. This part of a kinsman, that part will find out to reestablish even the name, to reestablish that which has been lost. 14, and she lay at his feet until the morning, and she rose up before one could discern another. For he said, let it not be known that a woman came to the threshing floor. And she lay at his feet, she lay at these paths, until the morning of the sun come, this light, this understanding. She rose up before one could discern another. But before the night was over, before the light had come, early dawn. See, this is early dawn, when the light's just beginning to come forth, before one can discern another, tell one from another. For he said, let it not be known that the woman came to the threshing floor. Let it not be known that a woman, and this would be the woman, that from man, see, that understanding from man, has been on the threshing floor, that place which separates, see, because this would be a violation now of the law. But now, because the way she done it, presented herself in humility under the law, see, because Boaz, no one had extended the law, extended actually the law, but it was, the law had to be bent a little bit, and we find that, they can't bend the law, but the law, what Moses did make examples of this, see, for the three daughters, when he bent the law of inheritance for them. And we'll find out, see, when it's for the righteousness, when it's for justice, see, the law is bent. God does bend the law. God does. God makes the law. 15, and he said, bring the mantle. For he said, bring the mantle that is upon you, and hold it. And she held it. And he measured 6 measures of barley, and laid it on her, and he went into the city. And he said, bring the mantle, and this mantle, this outer garment, that is upon you, and that outer garment, even that which is going to be a similitude of the flesh, this outer garment which he has given all of us to wear, and hold it. And she held it. And he measured these 6 measures of barley. And these 6 measures of barley, 6 is always going to be the work of man. 6 days shall you do your work. And these are the 6 measures of barley. Even this measure of barley, because barley was how we tell the beginning, how we tell the harvest. And these 6, these work of man, is how we will tell, because this was the measure of it. And he laid it on her, and he put it upon her, and he went into the city. He went on into the city, and she went back to her mother-in-law's house. 16, and when she came to her mother-in-law, she said, who are you, my daughter? And she told her all that the man had done to her. And when she came, see, she got back to her mother-in-law house, in this place where her mother-in-law was. And that mother-in-law, her understanding even in the law, who was Naomi, and that is the pleasantness. She told her that Naomi wanted to know who she was. Who are you, my daughter? And she told her all that the man had done to her. So she told her everything that had happened. She wanted to know if she was Boaz's wife or not. 17. And she said, these 6 measures of barley gave he me. For he said to me, go not empty unto your mother-in-law. And she said, these 6 measures of barley. these 6 measures, because Boaz sent these 6 measures back with her, saying, "Go not empty to your mother-in-law's house." He sent them with as a witness. He sent it back to Naomi, who was Ruth's mother-in-law, to let Naomi know. He knew she was behind this, and it was in the law, though. It's in accordance with this law, this understanding in the law. 18. Then said she, "Sit still, my daughter, until you know how the matter will fall. For the man will not rest until he has finished the thing this day." And he said he wouldn't. This that she told her, "Sit still, my daughter, until you know how the matter will fall." So just stay right here until you know what's going to happen. For the man will not rest until he has finished this thing. This man, he's not going to rest until this thing is finished, even this understanding, this day. Because, see, this one who went out now, she has presented herself to Boaz in accordance with the law, under the law of the kinsman redeemer. This extension of it, there's a slight extension of it here. But she has presented herself in accordance with the law. See, and that means she has an understanding of the law. And Boaz is going to do according to the law, because, see, Boaz is a man according to the law, and he goes to the elders of the gate. We'll find out that Boaz done told Ruth that in the morning we will find out the matter, when he said that we'll see if you're this one nearer than I will perform this deed of near kinsman to you. And we're going to pick this up in chapter 4. Turn and return.